What it is that God is after in you is not just a heart of discipline. God is after a heart in you that is submitted fully to him. Because it is in a surrendered heart that he is then able to work through in you and to work through you. It is in a surrendered heart that belongs fully to him in every aspect of who it is that he can use to be, even as his word says, and we'll talk about it in a minute, to be a blessing to all the families of the earth. That begins by virtue of your heart being submitted to him. So the more then that I obtain his heart, the more that I will pray relationally. The more that I will pray the way that he would have to seek her out to know what she would do in a situation. Husbands, are you like that? Husbands, are you like that? Wives, are you like that? That you know what your husband would want? Listen, guys, I got to tell you, I am the guy that can get up in the morning and I know how to fix my wife's coffee. You don't drink coffee. You know how to fix your wife's coffee? Are y'all with me? See, my wife likes a little, she probably won't want me to say this, but she likes coffee with her sugar, okay? She likes a little more sugar than maybe I like in mine. From your wife is a huge red flag to a man, okay? And so let's do some errands together and let's just hang out. Yeah, okay. What it really was is she was looking for a rug and she needed somebody to carry the rug. And so we're doing all of our things together and hanging out together, you see. But I love being with her, and it's in those times that I begin to find out how she thinks. Listen, your father wants just to hang out with you. Your father wants to be with you. Your father doesn't want to, if the only time that I was in relationship with my wife was when we had set times like Sunday morning at 9 o'clock or Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and then, I have a midweek service that I go to, or I have a covenant community that I'm a part of, but then outside of that, listen, your father doesn't want you to have scheduled times with you. He wants to be with you all the time. Amen? I didn't wear it this morning, but I decided for Valentine's Day to buy her an Apple Watch. I had an Apple Watch before, and I didn't really like it that much, and so I gave it to her, and she absolutely was crazy about her Apple Watch. And then one day she dropped it and shattered it. And so I thought, okay. And she said, well, I wish I had my Apple Watch. So I decided to buy her one. Well, when I bought her one, they said, if you will buy her one, we'll give you one. Really? I'm up for that deal until they bait and switched me, and then I got my bill. And I realized something's wrong here, so I've got to go back and find out what they've done to me. But the new feature of the Apple Watches is that it has walkie-talkie on it. Huh? It has walkie, and so I found her. And so now I can just push the button, and I can beep the thing, and then I can say to her, this is Big Daddy calling Little Mama. This is Big Daddy calling Little Mama. This is the eagle calling the dove. So prayer then is not looking for the commands of the Lord, but looking for his values and his intentions. And when you start to pick up his heart, you begin to pray as if he were in your shoes. Let me tell you what co-laboring with the Lord means in that. When you begin to walk in that sense of the dynamic of relationship with him as the authority of God on the earth, now all of a sudden I'm co-laboring together with the Lord in the way that I am the revealer of his heart. Come on, tell somebody that. I am the revealer of the heart of God on the earth. It's important that you see yourself that way. It's important that you walk in that I step into any situation, regardless of what it is, and I then become the revealer of God's heart in that situation. Why? Because I know God. I know his heart. I know his passions. I know his intentions. I know his desire. I know his will. And when saith the Lord. Amen. Okay, boy. If you're here for the first time, I'm not mad. I have a purpose and I tend to get passionate, okay? So then seeking him is not about just having prayerful outcomes. Seeking him and knowing him is mirroring his heart and his nature in the earth. Let me tell you what it is. Would you write this down? Co-laboring with God is giving birth to the will of God on the earth. It's what Elijah did on the mountaintop. He gave birth to the will of God. He knew what God's will was, but he didn't just take it for granted. He postured himself in intercession. Look at the screens and let's read together. I'll read and you follow along. 2 Kings chapter 6. This is an amazing insight. Now the king of Aram was warring against Israel, and he counseled with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And so then the man of God sent word to the king of Israel, saying, beware that you do not pass this place, for the Arameans are coming down there. The king of Israel sent to the place about which the man of God had told him, and he warned him so that he guarded himself not more than once or twice. And so now the heart of the king of Aram was enraged over this thing, and he called his servants and he said to them, tell me, which of you is for the king of Israel? Who among you are the spies? Because somebody's telling the king of Israel my secrets, and I've told nobody but you. Somebody among you is a spy, and you're telling the secrets. And one of the servants said, no. The prophet of Israel, he tells the king of Israel every little thing that you say, even in your bedroom. What is that about? That's about this, church. That's about walking in that relationship with the Lord, that you develop an intimacy with him, that no matter what situation you're in, God will warn you and tell you, step into a situation. And there are also, are y'all hearing me this morning? There are also times when God will tell you, this thing that you're in right now, get out. Come on, get out of that. This person over there, have you ever had the Lord say to you, watch that person. Just be careful around them. God will reveal to you and God will give you insight into situations, because what happens is that you begin to take on his heart and you begin to hear and to know his voice. Amen. God will